Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jaka Kabba, and I am from Sierra Leone. As a child, I remember growing up in a war-torn city where you hear guns and heavy bombardment as good mornings and lullabies, where we hid under our beds and crawled just to get to the restrooms because we cannot stand for fear of stray bullets. Even coughing was seen as a big issue in my house because my auntie was so afraid that the rebels will hear you. We had to stay quiet. We were afraid to even cook because we thought that even the smoke would attract the rebels to your house. And hence we ate uncooked food. I remember the only time I had was watching over the window, and I saw a vulture munching on something. I called my sister, and it was a part of a human being. I remember my auntie having to dress my cousins to look like old women for fear of being raped, so they can escape the war back at the east end of Freetown. I remember parents being torn away from their children, men, women, and children being killed, or some children were recruited to be rebels and asked to kill their parents, and people being amputated as if they wanted short sleeves or long sleeves. If it was short sleeves, they had to cut hair. If it was long sleeves, they had to take your whole arm. I remember going to Guinea in camped boats and waiting, hoping to return back to Sierra Leone. My education was stolen away from me and other children. We missed out years in school. My rights as a child was taken away. The stories we shared were not of Snow White or the Three Little Bears. We shared stories of pregnant women whose stomach was split open to determine the sex of their babies, because the rebels were arguing, is it a boy or a girl? I'll tell you if it's a boy. Then they'll open the pregnant woman's stomach. That's the story I shared. And this was a childhood I faced. The reasons for the war were numerous: hardship, poverty, selfish desires. These complaints came from mostly the youth. They lacked opportunities in terms of jobs and other things to create wealth. Therefore, the option of fighting was the only way they knew they'll fight the injustices and somehow make little money, which was completely wrong. However, the same things the youth were grumbling about yesterday are the same signs we're seeing now in Sierra Leone. And with attacks from terrorist groups in Nigeria, Mali, Ivory Coast, close to home, brings out the hidden fear that our youth will be influenced by the funds of these rich groups. Therefore, opportunities should be given to youth. Sierra Leone has a fertile land. Sierra Leone is very rich. The country can produce so much to help alleviate poverty and improve food security. With opportunities given to youth and investment in agriculture, the economy of our country will boom. Hence, I urge my country and the entire Africa to invest in its youth to build a better Africa. I do not want my child, our children, our fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers to go through the dark days of war because of lack of opportunities. When we know we have the power to make a difference, let us work together by creating opportunities for youth, which will make headway into development and avoid violence. As the saying goes, the devil always finds mischief things for idle hands to do. If we don't invest in today's opportunities, our tomorrow will be one of fear. Thank you.